Hey everybody, Steven here with Miller's Muscles and Makeovers. I want to welcome back Sam to the show, Sam 2.0. So, we've had quite a journey together getting you from point A to point B, as you can see here, and losing 60 pounds and just transforming your life. So, wanted to kind of go into more detail about, where you were at, what your story is, your journey, and more importantly, how you've kept off the weight, especially over the holidays.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, where you were at in life, kind of what you were thinking about doing before you actually came to see me day one back in April.
Well, I was just coasting, I guess. I mean, going through the motions, getting everything done, and I didn't really stop and think about my weight very much. I mean, I knew it was creeping up. I thought I was probably right around 200 pounds. And then there was this day where I had to help out with something at work. We were trying to weigh something small, and so I needed to weigh it with holding it and then weigh myself not holding it to get the difference. And I was 213 pounds. And so it just happened to be that happened on the same day that I got your information from someone. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I should give him a call.
Okay.
So that's what I did, and that was where I started the journey, because it was a real eye-opener to me that I had gotten that big and not realized it.
Yeah.
And I thought, right now I don't feel unhealthy, but it will. It's going to catch up to me.
Right.
At 42 years old, how long can I go at this weight before I start having health problems? Because a lot of my friends do. They have diabetes and they are on blood pressure medicine and, all this other stuff, and I'm not. But I'm like, it's going to catch me. And I have little kids. So, that was where I was. It was an eye-opener, and I was ready to get started.
Well, good. Okay. So tell us a little bit about kind of, the journey that you went on. What changes took place over the last several months that helped along that process?
Well, let's see. Day one, you asked me to plank for 45 seconds, and at about 20 seconds in, when I couldn't hold myself up anymore, that was the point where I was mad. I was just mad. And I have really channeled my anger here. So my stress level has just plummeted, because whatever I'm stressed about is save it for the gym.
There you go.
And so, ex-husband, job, whatever it might be, I'm just like, save it for the gym.
Yeah.
Come in here and work it out. So that has been very healthy for me in a totally different way than what I expected. And I think that that's the biggest reason that this has worked so well, is because this is not a gym. Like, this is training, and this is nutrition, and this is mindset, way of thinking. It's like a whole package deal, and that's what I needed. The times in the past when I have tried to do something, I just worked out, or I just tried this crazy diet or whatever, but it wasn't like a whole package. It wasn't a changing your lifestyle, reassessing everything kind of thing. And that's what I needed.
Well, good. Okay. So what's life like now? Who are you today, and how have you maintained this lifestyle and kept the weight off, especially after holidays?
Well, reevaluating my goals and how I think of goals. When I first started, I had this 60 pounds in 6 months weight loss goal. 63 pounds really. And so I lost 60. So I was 3 pounds from my goal, but I had a size goal in mind, and I had met that, and I was within 3 months. I was happy, I was good. But, and then that was October. Well, then there was Halloween, and there was Thanksgiving, and there was 8 Christmas parties, and there was New Year's, and there was just all this stuff. There was like 2 kid birthday parties in there. And so at that point, it was tough, because, it's like once you've reached your goals, you want to give up, but it's like I didn't want to give up, because the goal was no longer about the numbers. It was no longer about what does the scale say or what size are my pants. I've dropped another size, even though I've only lost 1 pound in the last 3 months.
Right.
I dropped a size. And it was just like, that's not my goal anymore. I mean, it's good to have a size or a weight in mind, so you have some kind of guideline to get you going. But my goals are now about my personal health and how I feel. It's about having a way to channel that stress.
Right.
It's about keeping up with the kids. And I thought about where I was when my adult daughter was 5, how healthy I was and how strong I was, and all of the things that I did with her. And right now my youngest son is 5. I have a 5-year-old again, and it's like, okay, so that's more my goal. I want to be just as healthy for him, just as active and able to do everything with him that I was able to do with her.
Yeah.
And so it's a just totally different way of looking at it. And so it's not about reaching a weight or a size. And that's not the kind of goal that you get there and then you have nothing else to do. Okay, good, I'm done, I'm through.
Right.
Because getting to that point of being healthy enough to do those things is continuous. At any point, if I stop, then that's going to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to get heavier and older, and
it's going to get hard to pick
I'm
him
going to
up.
need to be stronger and stronger. He's going to get faster, so I've got to get faster.
Right? Can't let him win all the races.
Right.
Well, good. Okay, so if you had a piece of advice for Sam 1.0, what would you tell the old version of yourself if you were watching it back then, if you were watching yourself now?
I could tell myself that I can, and I get it. I mean, people start on a diet, they start an exercise plan, and something goes wrong, and you just want to give up. You feel like you can't. Like, there's no point in trying because I'm not going to be able to.
Right.
We all have those days where we just get taken over by our craving for what have you, and we just completely blow the diet.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want those days, but you have to say, okay, that's okay. That was today.
Mm-hmm.
This is a goal that's set for the future. This is a journey. And what I did today was just today. And so many people blow it and they're like, oh, well, I'll start again next week. No, you start again the very next meal or the
Right.
very next day.
Listen.
Okay, so you totally pigged out at lunch today. Well, okay, so you have a light salad for dinner and you do a few extra minutes of cardio and you just keep going, you know?
Right.
After dinner, you blew it, you ate 2 pieces of cake for dessert, whatever your case may be, oh, that's fine. Tomorrow's breakfast is going to be a new start, new day, go for it. And me personally, I've kind of balanced those. When I have those weak moments with the food, I put in some extra cardio. I know that's
Right.
not everybody's way of doing things, but that's worked for me. Another piece of advice, one that I did follow, and I think it's why I'm seeing more success than some of the other people, is you are a program, not a gym. And if you just come here 3 days a week and that's all you do, you're not going to see huge results. You're going
Right.
to see some improvements, but you give us these other 3 workouts to do.
Right.
And you said from the get-go, I want you to walk 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I took that to the next level and I had become a runner.
Sure.
But not everybody's going to do that. But they can follow your program and they can walk 6 days a week.
Right.
They can do those 3 home workouts and then the 3 workouts here. And if all they're doing is coming here, they're going to see some improvements.
Right.
But if they've got some serious goals, if they're trying to lose 60 pounds, they have to follow the whole program.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, when you're faced with a diet, that can be really tough. And the first 28 days were awful. Like, I hated the diet. But by the end of the 28 days, I had learned all these nutrition tips. And I had learned what part of this diet can I live with and what part I can't. And then you worked with me and we modified that and we came up with this meal plan that I can live with long term, you know, except for those bad days when you have the 2 pieces of
Life happens.
Life happens, you know. There's always Christmas cake. But, you know, life happens.
But you can fit cake into your
you
lifestyle
can fit cake
now.
into your lifestyle.
Right.
Yes. Like, Thanksgiving, I got up and I spent an hour in the gym and I ate what I wanted to, and I spent an hour in the gym in the afternoon. I also did some swimming that day, went for a walk with my son, and I was very active.
Yeah.
And so Thanksgiving happens once a year. You're not going to totally derail yourself if you give yourself a break occasionally, but
Right.
you can't give yourself a break like every Saturday.
Right. Thanksgiving is not every single Thursday.
No. But, and when I still had a long way to go from my goal, I didn't give myself nearly that many breaks.
Mhm.
A break might be having a cookie.
Right.
You know, but once I had reached it, it was like, okay, I'm not going to derail myself. I'm going to have a good day and enjoy it. But I still made up for it because I put in the extra work in the exercise. And that's me personally. That's more my goal. I want to be really strong and healthy and fit. And some of the ladies that come in, I know their goal is more the weight loss side of it.
Sure.
Like, they're not that concerned about the strength, but you need to be strong. Something else I learned along the way is that strength training is not about muscles, but it's also about your bones. You know,
Right.
It helps, like, a lot
Your
of
balance,
things.
your
balance,
coordination.
your coordination. Yes. Like, you need strength training, and I know a lot of people trying to lose weight just do the cardio, and I
Right.
love the cardio. That's the fun part of it. But the strength training is so important. And the more muscle you have, the better your metabolism is, the more
Mhm.
calories you're burning when you are doing the cardio. So
Mhm.
I've just learned so much because you have this whole package, this mindset, nutrition, training, this education on it. It's not just come in and get your workout on.
Right. Well, good. Well, okay. So I think that's a good place to kind of, Sam in the past can watch this, and anybody watching this right now can think about that and understand, yes, it is a lifestyle change. It is not only just exercise and nutrition, but the mindset part of it. You know, we have to become a new person, and that's how you're going to have that permanent change. That's why you've been able to keep it off during the holidays, and that's why a lot of people end up falling off track, is because
Right.
they never make that internal shift. So it's good that other moms can hear that from somebody
Yes.
who's been through it. So, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, and have a plan. I mean,
Right,
because
plan.
when I have gone to parties and things like that, like sometimes I know there's gonna be a healthy option, and sometimes I'm not sure. We did a cookie exchange as one of the ladies' Bible study parties, and so I'm like, okay, are we having real food that night, or are we not having anything but cookies? So it's like I try to keep something healthy on me at all times: a protein shake, a Quest bar, or a piece of fruit, a bag of carrots, something.
Right.
So that I always have something, so that I'm not put in those situations where my choice is to not eat or eat unhealthy.
Right. Yeah. Planning ahead is also one of the very crucial parts of being successful. So.
Right. Like, sometimes it's hard when I'm sitting there eating my yogurt cup while other people are eating whatever, but it's like I have a goal and I'm going to reach that. And I've found that there were a few people that are like, oh, a cookie won't hurt you, just go ahead. But most people have been inspired and have said,
Right.
that's so good, I'm so proud of you. And then it's like, once they say that, then I'm like, I don't even want your cookie.
Good, I'm gonna keep eating my carrots. Yeah, exactly. Well, good deal. Well, I appreciate you being here and sharing your story, and hopefully we can inspire some other moms to work like you have and get that permanent change in their life and actually see long-term results. So
I hope so. I hope next year I'm sitting here going, yay, I kept it off for over a year.
I know you're just gonna keep shrinking down till you wither away.
No, I'm gonna bulk up.